Hello guys and good day to this new episode. This episode 19, if I'm correct, of this series. And well, last time we started doing this factory. Well, this time we are not going to continue it. Even though I want to, we can't. Mostly due to the reason that we have no crude oil left in here. Well, we have 5k left. And the closest one we can get to, let's see, is this one or this one. Yeah, this one is not gonna be it. And this one is gonna take a good time before you even get there. This one is, there's a big mountain in the way. We're working on it, but it's gonna take forever. So yeah. Also, I've been starting to actually dig in this iron deposit. So yeah, we are getting somewhere. But now our goal is, I placed this down already. Also, you notice how this grassland has expanded significantly. I let it run until this point because otherwise it was just in time done, by the way, because this is 5k left. This is what it's done. It's mostly done. We have the space for what we need. Let's just say that. Because for now we only have import worth of one of these distillation stages. We want eventually like 4 of them. So let's start with some simple ones. So yeah, if you guys are going to enjoy this, please consider subscribing and liking. And well, support me would be, well, I would be very much appreciated if you support, obviously. Yeah, because we don't want to go too far this way. I want the, like, say, start here. And do this. Let's start with 2 of these obvious things, being that I wanted to go smooth. Okay, and let's get the last one because this one is what we needed most. Again, this, and then we take some pipes, and then we have this little contraption. It's very tight, pretty much. I'm trying to make it as tight as possible in this situation. That would mean that we are going to pull this one out and put it straight there. Put this one out, put it straight there. These have strictly even inputs into here. Due to the reason I don't want any of them to go empty, because otherwise this ship doesn't work well. And so we are going to go back into here. We see we make 12 heavy oil as a byproduct, and 24 heavy oil, 36 sour water, some diesel, some fuel gas, and 24 naphtha. For naphtha we can make through here, but we also need hydrogen for it. So let's see. We need 3 of these to get all the stuff going. Let's see. 24 makes 24 fuel gas. 24 makes 36 naphtha, makes 36. Surprisingly, sure, it takes a little bit of hydrogen, but you can make way more fuel gas. Well, way more. You can make 1.5 more if you use the heavy oil for naphtha, and the naphtha you turn into fuel gas. Okay, yeah, that seems like a good plan. Just need the hydrogen eventually. But that will come. Alright, wait, let's turn this one around like I don't know. this. You're gonna be naphtha to diesel. And then you the same, naphtha to diesel. Your basic ones, okay. You nicely go out there. Okay, put it over top to there. Oh, something went wrong. Okay, over top to there. Come on, you go like this. You like this. Put this one to. I want this changed. On the ground, up. Then you go here, up and over. Then we get this ready. I want it to be as tight as possible. And then we get some heavy oil. Let's see how much you guys are gonna make. 24 in here. We're gonna make 12 here. We're making another 6 and then another 6 and 3. Technically, we're making 2 times 24 plus 3. That's the rate. Then we need let's see, 9, 9, and 9, 9, and half that. 4.5. That is then 36 and 40.5. So let's say 40.5 hydrogen we need. That's easy, we have extra left. So, tracking units. All's gonna put out fuel gas, so it's just normal to do this. That like this, maybe put these together properly, and get a last one for our heavy oil. Let's put it like this. Yep, I didn't really think about this beforehand. Was not smart. So 2 of these, I hope. Like I want it to be tight. Let's just make everything in the right order. Otherwise we're not gonna get anywhere anyways. Okay, this is what we need. This is all we need, and then we have some leftovers that we gonna burn or store. Anyways, this is what we are going to need for this to work. Well, let's first pull you out so you have an actual pipeline. I'm very bad at making this one as tight as some people can. But this is also not going to be a permanent one, I guess, because, well, this place is going to extend way more into the ocean. So let's keep this here. But then moved up some bit further. Like this. And then put this one like right there. You get moved over a little further. Nice. And this part this just mirror this eventually, and it works perfectly. This is the weirdest setup I've ever had for this. I guess it could work pretty fine. I guess it worked decent. Anyways, fuel gas 24 we get here. That one can just go straight into there. And you go this way. Okay, need these there and there. You need hydrogen as well. I don't want to do it, but the CO2 needs to be dumped into the air, which is still less than dumping straight exhaust into the air, which this doesn't create, apart from like this little bit of CO2, which is absolutely fine. Could be much worse. But we do need a boiler. What boiler are we going to use? Well, at least a normal one, but we're also going to use. Are we going to use it? No, we're not going to use any gas boilers, I guess. Okay, 48, more than enough, I guess. 6 is 12 is 24. 28. 28. Perfect. Perfect. Sure, this one does exhaust, so we want this to actually go because it's way cleaner. And our city is growing, sort of. That generates biomass. And I hope I can use the biomass for this. I'm going to set up coal as well, though. Because, well, you rather want it to work than not work, right? The desalination plants are almost going to be unlocked after the power generation 3. It's getting unlocked. Then we can make water on site. For now, I think we're just gonna put up like 2 storage tanks, no, 1 storage tank with 1 groundwater pump that puts in 60 per second, because now 48 per second per month. It's not per second. You export straight to this area. You don't have a storage yet. Let's get a small fluid storage. Okay. And then we can get the loose balancer. Nice. And we get the priority in for our biomass. Let's get here. Biomass here and full here. Put this on full and make a import route as well from the same storage box. And yeah, that's nice. Okay. Up, down, in, and in. Okay, like this. Okay. Again, down in there, as close as possible. Then down in there. Do the same with this one. I'm very bad at making super tight builds, so I'm doing my best. And it turns out surprisingly well so far. It's not super tight, but it's as clean as I can make it. So we can get this one over. And then we can get a sour water cleaner. Yeah, that is maybe the biggest hassle due to everything it's requiring. You export diesel, so let's say diesel goes the other route. Get you there and get you there. Gonna be another burn. You are going to be used for rubber, because the rubber is going to be made here. Well, and the water is obviously going back through the system, going over top here. Do this, do this, do this, and then in here. Water through the system again. Then we obviously do this. Well, obviously. And get a actual pipe balancer. I guess that would be the best way of going about this. And priority in you. Pipe 2, I don't know. Okay, now hydrogen is left to take care of, to deal with. That would mean, is there enough space here? No. So there's gonna be a storage. How much hydrogen are we left with? We make 56. We take 9 here, 9 here, 9 here, 9 here, and 4.5 here. Okay, that would come down to also. That would come down to 9999 is 36, plus 4.5 is 40. So we have like 16 hydrogen left for every single thing we do. I hope that will work out fine. Also, just as much as I need to be me to consider doing this. Okay. Fit in there. Anyways, let's redo this bit. In there, there, and there. That's annoying. Only go through this side. Apparently, that's not gonna happen. So we're just gonna put it underneath here. To there. To there. Then you are going to go same height for consistency. In there, in there, in there, and in there. Okay. And we go. Always happens. Okay. We need to fuel gas to go where? In these places. So this is 6. Then we Get a pipe balancer. Priority is on this out. And then we're gonna have another storage and a balancer. Again. Here and a storage. Want a big one though. More options. And we then give a flare that burns off the rest. Okay. In here and prioritize it into the storage tank. And go up. And you go up and around. At least get you brought over. And there, and there, and there. We're a bit quiet. It's very hot and it's hard to think. Normally, it's like 35 degrees in my room and I have no air conditioning at the moment. Still coupled off from the winter. Not ideal. Not great. But it's dripping down. I'm really not enjoying this heat. Tomorrow probably is better. I hope. I want to start recording it again tomorrow. Okay, let's see. One higher. Get us there. It would also get us too small of pipe. That doesn't matter yet. Okay, this should be a closed system in a big way. What I'm still missing is a storage container here and two small fluid ones in front of it. And then get a pipe out there. What will this do? Put it in here. Also, I'm going to quickly make a gap here to make one more adjustment. Priority out. Get a backup generator. Don't want to run this ever, but if I have to, I will. That's why it's called a backup. And a flare. I think a bunch of flares better. At least two flares running. Wait, if I delete this part, I'm going to pipe balancer again. Remove you. This, and this, and this. And I prioritize you out. So it first gets used in here and the remaining bits get burned into the flares. But it also always all happens after this is filled up. So this is a fairly closed system. The only thing left, only byproduct left in this entire system is the sulfur. This is going to use eventually as well, ammonia. Gonna need it for fertilizers or for antibiotics or chemical fuel. That's eventually. For now, this is the only thing we have left to use in anything else, which probably is gonna be our acid. Why our acid? Because we're gonna need it for our glass and our copper, and this is free sulfur. So it's just weird to not use it, I guess. And when we are doubling this, we have enough for 3 of those. So let's get the mixer going. Like right there. Get this sulfur out. Okay, and then get a beautiful loose lift. And like this. We assign this one to get my assets, so I can make glass mix easier and I can make everything else easier. This will also require a lot of water, which we don't have yet. But we have a start for it. And get a splitter here as well, or at least sorter, balancer, I guess. And get some flares up as well. This will generate a lot of... Oh, I can't burn it yet. Okay. This will generate a lot of pollution, but also it won't. Because most of the time it will just be used anyways. So it won't necessarily generate pollution. It will just create pollution if it doesn't all get used. Which the point is, it is getting used all the time. And like this, it is a mess, but it is a working mess. Technically. But also, we have one more thing to do. One final thing. Which is going back in here, go to the basics. Derivatives, derivatives, and with some fuel and the remaining bits of sulfur, we make rubber. Okay, and there you go there. And a storage, and we take this one. We take fuel and not naphtha because, well, although we have the option to take this one out and bring, let's see, the naphtha is the top one, that up and down past here. Make this a naphtha version. What does this do? It takes the naphtha instead of the fuel. And since it's only half, it doesn't really do much. So this should be fine. This should be all we need, and then we have rubber storage, rubber maker. That's it. Well, fluid storage for acid, the acid maker, the acid storage, a sour water scrapper for normal water, and some sulfur and ammonia. Ammonia is not just used for anything, really useful, and everything else. So this, if I have not missed something very important, this should work perfect. Just perfect. So if we then start the build, I hope really much it's not too crazy. Why not can I see how expensive? It is expensive, let's say that. It's just not incredibly expensive. It is doable with what I've got. Because then I can just say, you can export, and you can export. And now you will see, besides these storages here that already be filled in the meantime, like all the rest have been filled, were filled, and the yellows got filled more, and the whites got filled more. Now we allow from everywhere the trucks to bring in construction stuff, which is hopefully enough. And let's say it may be a very ugly way of doing so. Past all these. Between here. what I want to do with this is I want to accomplish getting this along here. And now I hope they will finish it before this is screwed. The reason being is I need this one's running for a bit already, so it is collecting up diesel, crude oil. I have to upgrade. Waiting. But that's what, just wait for the upgrade and everything else. To get our most important build yet going. Without this, our islands will come to a halt very quickly and we will lose everything. And I don't see how that's gonna be a good thing. It's just, it requires so many materials that trucks cannot keep up at all. It takes them forever to bring everything in they need to bring in. I do not have enough trucks, but that this didn't generate enough diesel. It does create a small like 81. This creates 36, 72, 96, 120, 144 diesel. Nice 144 diesel. So it should be good. The only thing we have a problem with is our population. It's too low. Let's just say that. Our population is at this point still 55, too little. Let's add 12 to that to make it to 67. Let's make another 12 to make it 79. But also we're trying to increase it at the same time, which is hard. Very hard to do. Because people are dying left and right just because of the pollution everything creates. Like, our health is negative 22.2. Vehicles are not even the worst. The worst is the air pollution. The water and the landfill are also not even great, but the air pollution is 7.1 and sometimes jumps up to well past 9. Making this will cut off a lot of air pollution though. Especially if everything runs smoothly, without burning up too many stuff. If that works, this is cleaner, a lot cleaner. And it's just, yeah, simply better. I don't have yellow parts? Oh no, everything for yellow has been built, right? Practically yes. Basically yes, everything for yellow has been built. Okay, that was very, yeah, nerve-wracking. I had just enough yellows for this. For the main parts. Let's take off this for a second. If they make yellows, it's just focused on making yellows and not making red parts afterwards. Oh, that was scary. Now the red parts we have, so that's not a problem. Now all the things we have saved for our new foundry there is now being used. Not the greatest. Pure hydrogen, if I'm correct. That's not selected anything, so we actually can get anything in here as we speak. I know our food supply is low. Everything left to build is yellow parts. It's not the worst. Our ship also has to go out still, and it still doesn't because we're still at 2k. Have you been loaded up? no. We're severely lacking behind. And we do not have enough space for all our... Oh no, that is very bad. Well, at least everything has been built. We cannot really go any further for the moment. It has been a good progression, because, well, if that's down, we also have more people, obviously. I want to completely use it, and this one is not functional yet. It's a combination of no water input, no sorter working. Yeah. At least we're making some steam already to prime everything. That's good. And the other parts need to be made quickly. The rappers, we used one of these storages. We also used 3 other storages, but that's beside the point. And now our Unity is somehow having a lot of problems. Oh, it's because obviously we're using both of these. Huh. Yeah, I'm using that because I'm, well, very much behind on workers. And we need all these workers rather now than in a couple minutes. Yeah, problems. A lot of problems. Like we are going to pause this side because only one side can work anyways. So we can pause half of our stuff. Half. Now we only need 54 because we have cut down on a lot of workers at the moment. And I don't know how many workers are here, but like there's like 40 workers here or so. Nah, less than that. Somewhere like 20, 30 workers. So it's decent, and well, need to find a way to get somewhere. And now our yellow parts are being made slowly, which is painful because I took off that Unity there because I had no choice. So yeah. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode because we did do absolutely mad tons of things. We didn't just do a few little bits. Well, we did only a few little bits, but it also is a big load of our backs because this will help us in the future significantly. It is at least gonna create as much as this is. At least, even if it's only half, it's almost exactly the same, and this is create more than enough so far. And well, the moment I put on an upgrade on the oil rig and get this chip to go out more often for 2 of them, we have more than enough fuel for at least 150 or so trucks. Current size trucks. So if we go bigger, they're gonna take more fuel again. We need to expand. Eventually, we're gonna replace it and make it way more compact. Everything pretty much built on one little square as much as I can. And well, like 8 of these is what my goal is eventually. But that's for later. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did, and I see you next one. Bye!